Do you like whipped potatoes? Well then watch something else, because we're not making that. This recipe is super easy. This might be the easiest recipe we ever do on the show. It's throw things in a pan and cook them till they're done, and that's literally it. You can't mess this up. The only way you can mess this up is maybe by not adding enough salt. It's classy. You can class this up for a fancy dinner or a holiday feast or something, or you could totally do it just on a weeknight. Throw them in a pan and forget about it. Food knowledge. I had this dish in a little French cafe. It's this very simple dish of roasted potatoes, and at the time I thought they were cooked in the oven. I later found out they were cooked very slowly in brown butter. Nutty butter. That doesn't sound good. It tastes nutty. This recipe is deceptively simple. It's only a couple ingredients, which is why it's really important that all those ingredients are of really high quality. You want to find the best potatoes you can find, the best garlic you can find, the best butter you can find. We want to use a European style butter. It really makes a difference. American butter over here is about 80% on average butter fat. European butter tends to be a couple percent more. It has to be at least 82%. American butter, European butter. But that little boost in fat makes a big difference. If you look at milk, 2% milk versus whole milk, which is 4%, there's a big difference in those products. So 2% fat is not a small thing. Okay. You want to find the smallest little potatoes you can find. The smaller the potato you can find, the better. And these are a little more expensive than your typical potato, but it's still potato prices we're talking about here. This is not an expensive dish. Brown butter is this amazingly complex thing. It's pretty much salty and fatty, and that's about it. But as you cook the butter and those milk solids start to caramelize, all these different flavors start coming out. You get this complexity, this nuttiness. In France, they call brown butter beurre noisette. Brown butter. Nutty butter. That doesn't sound good. So our butter's melted, a whole European stick of butter in there, 2 pounds of potatoes. It seems like a lot of butter, but it's really not gonna end up in the finished dish, so don't be afraid to use the whole stick. In go the potatoes. Butter's not brown yet, but that's okay. It'll brown as it cooks. You wanna add a lot of salt to this. Don't be afraid to add quite a bit. We got 2 pounds of potatoes here, and the butter is unsalted. I'm also gonna add our aromatics. I got a couple garlic cloves. We're gonna throw those in. I have some nice thyme and a little rosemary. We'll throw those in as well. I'm gonna reduce the heat down to medium-low. We're basically just gonna keep stirring this so the potatoes cook evenly. Fresh cracked pepper. They're starting to change color a little bit. It's kind of this straw color. It's foaming up. That's the browning process starting.
And now for our feature presentation.
What are we doing?
Let's make a little sauce with some sour cream. You could use creme fraiche or full-fat Greek yogurt. Thin that with a splash of milk, add some onion powder, chives, and season with kosher salt.
Beer. Keeping chefs sane since beer was invented. We're gonna let those little spuds percolate in that brown butter for 30 to 40 something minutes, depending on how big your potatoes are. But they're gonna shrivel up. Those skins are gonna caramelize and get wrinkly, a little bit crispy. The insides are gonna get creamy and soft. So once you've decided that your potatoes are tender, you've taken a paring knife or a cake tester or something, and you've poked them and seen that there's not that much resistance and the potatoes are cooked. This tip comes from Sasha Marks at Serious Eats. He discovered that you need to leave the potatoes in the butter mixture to cool, and as they cool off, that butter kind of gets reabsorbed into the potato. These potatoes are a religious experience. These are like top 3 potatoes you'll ever have in your life. There's nothing to say. These are like, just make this, you'll be astonished how insanely good these are. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you like the recipes. This is a really simple one. I hope you guys try it at home. If you've got suggestions for other videos we should do, drop those down in the comments. We definitely read those because, we got time for that these days. And hit the subscribe button. We're gonna try to put out a new video every single week until you guys tell us not to, I guess. I don't know.